Top 7 comments of the week. Let's dive into these things. Woo! All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and we're doing a new little show that we'll be doing every Friday. For years, we've been getting just great comments. We get some comments that aren't very nice to us, but we also get some very good comments. So we said, screw it. We're going to rip off a show every week. We're going to put the 7 best comments, and we're going to talk about them.
Yeah, it's not a way to get you guys involved. We appreciate all you guys who do comment, who like, who subscribe. And we could use a few more subscribers, so hit the button right there. Boom. Also get yourself, it's the weekend. Get some Lift Bridge. Enjoy yourself with a tasty Lift Bridge brew. So comments. Let's hear it. What do you guys got? I cannot wait to hear. Also remember, hashtag Lift Bridge. The drawing's coming up. 2 $50 gift cards to Lift Bridge online store.
Get some sweet swag. And just to be clear, I went over every comment, and we get a lot of comments. So I read every single comment, and there's some long ones.
I read like 3.
I read them all. So again, appreciate it all. But let's do this in no particular order. Maybe a little bit of order. Let's just do it. First comment, Dan Henneman. He says, I think right tackle is Udo's best position, but I hope Brian O'Neill is healthy soon. The reason I picked this one is we had quite a few comments stating the fact that that Oli Udo, the best performances he has had is right tackle. We put him at guard. We put him at left tackle. He's been a disaster in some different spots, but I think he's on to something because he has played well at right tackle.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it. I think Oli Udo, bad football player. So I never thought about what's his best position. I thought he actually, when he came in against, in the Packers game, I thought he played pretty well last week. So maybe he's right. I think Dan Henneman's onto something here. I think right tackle may be where Oli Udo should be.
Yeah, he's just been one of those guys that's like dicked around with him so much. I mean, I got to kind of feel bad for him because he hasn't just been given a spot and say, just get really good at it. He's our utility man, and maybe right tackle is his spot. Maybe he's our future concrete backup right tackle to Brian O'Neill.
Hell yeah. Utility man, just say Chris Sabo.
Chris Sabo. He wasn't a utility man. He was a stone cold third baseman.
I know he was.
Freaking magnet over there. Let's go to the next one. Mark Westerland. 3rd seed isn't bad. We play the Giants and maybe San Fran on the road. Vikings aren't tough at home. So we've talked about this one, basically saying, you know what, 3rd seed doesn't sound horrible.
Well, I don't think the Vikings are different this year from home or on the road. There's been years in the past where the Vikings, 2 completely different teams, you get them at home, they're unstoppable, but they're on the road, they suck. This year, it's, you win by 1 score at home, you win by 1 score on the road, or you get blown out at home, you get blown out on the road. That's who the Vikings are. So I don't know there's much of a difference this year with the 2022 Minnesota Vikings if they play at home or if they play on the road. Obviously, you always want that home game. But as far as actual performance with the team, I don't see any difference this year.
Well, we're 8-1 at home. So, I mean, I know all wins are close, but that's a pretty big swing. Even 4-3 on the road is still fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'll take it. But I think the biggest thing out of this for me anyways is just the Giants, our opponent. I'll play the Giants at our local pickleball court. If that's what it takes.
Don't Mark J. He'll be coming after you right now. Well, yeah. I mean, the Giants at home is great. You could have, you could have that home game. Niners on the road or Niners at home. Either one's going to be tough as hell.
It will be, and it really probably doesn't matter a ton. Let's go to the next one. This is a damn near a book, but that's okay. So let's see. Blah 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 blah. The gist of it, I'm not going to read the whole thing, is, and it's a very good point, that no other teams compares to us when we're at our best. Yes, we've had some games where every player is at their worst, but what he's saying, Shadow Flame Gaming, is when we are at our best and we're healthy, we are able to make a run. We can beat anybody, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Shadow Flame Gaming, aren't those books where you had to choose which way you wanted to go?
Is it? God, I was actually into those for about a week. They were awesome.
I know.
It died
because you could do a book report. You only had to read 3 pages.
Died right away.
No, I 100% agree too. I think this Viking team can beat anybody. I think they also can lose to anybody. That's the flip side of this. That's the ugly side of this thing. But he mentioned about being at their best. Have they had a game where they've been at their best all game long? Maybe the first week against the Packers, maybe? This team cannot play a complete game. It's just what they do. And I
It's
hope
true.
it turns it on now. And I do. I think they could get bounced in round one. Or I think they could make a deep run. And that's what the 2022 Minnesota Vikings are. So I agree with it. 100%.
A lot of while I'm going through the comments, everybody is just bailing. Everybody's just so damn negative, and we're done. Oh, this guy's hurt. We're screwed. One and done. Doesn't matter who we play. Blah blah blah. And you know what? Punch yourself in the crotch. I mean, give me a break. We've had a great year. We've proven that we can beat anyone. We've also proven that we can step on our dicks, but we can go on a run.
Yeah.
I mean, let's pull it together. Let's go.
Absolutely. Absolutely they can.
All right, what do we got next? The Fisk family, Carlton.
Fisk. Wow,
Carlton
I feel
appears
honored.
to be a good fan of this. And he says, I would love to play the Packers again at home. Can you imagine JJ playing for revenge? We would reverse the table. Give me the Packers. And deep down, I'll let you go. I keep yapping. Go ahead.
No, I love it. I love the fact. Here's a couple of things that come to mind. Give me JJ for revenge. I also thought JJ, I mean, I know he was triple team, whatever, but
lucky.
You got this guy talking smack to you all week. He's jamming you on the line, does the gritty in front of you. I kind of felt like JJ got in JJ's head. I felt like he kind of backed down there. I don't know. I would like to see him step up, rise up to that challenge. Even if it's getting in a fight with Jair Alexander, I don't care. Show some fire, get pissed off. But yes,
hold on,
Packers at home.
But Kirk Cousins missed him on multiple times.
Oh, yeah,
one with an easy touchdown, and that's not his fault.
And the one where he was lined up against what the hell, the defensive lineman, it was unbelievable. Like, Kirk, you got to recognize that.
Jefferson could have put up a game.
Yeah, well, he also should have maybe just flat out tackled Jair.
Well, he tried to pretty much hit a ref with his helmet.
Well, he's taking his helmet off in frustration. Other side, here's my thing, and this is again, we talk about the ugly side of things. I would love to beat the Packers at home. It would be the best thing ever. What a glorious mark on our season. But God, could you imagine if we lost the Packers at home?
If we end up getting the Packers at home, instantly, no part of me is going to be like, oh shit. I'm just gonna flip that page immediately. I'm gonna be so damn riled up for this game. I might be shit faced 2 hours before the game because it is gonna be insane. It's gonna be scary, but I can't think of anything better. Could you imagine if we beat those fuckers?
No, yeah, absolutely. It'd be great. The rewards are up here, but if you lose, and you got to hear the shit from everybody. Pack Daddy will be in our ears. It'll be horrible.
Yeah, we can handle Pack Daddy. All right, next up, Bill Richison. Everybody gets fisted in the ass once in a while.
Is that
how
true?
You respond to getting nuts dragged across your face for 3 hours is what's important. Hell yes.
I'm gonna let you start on this. Before I let you start, I don't think the first part of that's true. I'm 42 years old. I've never once been fisted in the ass.
Well, you need to go out. You need to party sometimes. Well,
Have you?
It's pretty much everything we just said. I mean, yes, it all comes down to how you come back. I mean, if it was the Packers, you got to show up. And we haven't really done that. But it is what it comes down to. I'd love to say, let's see how this team bounces back, but we haven't really seen us bounce back.
What are you talking about? We absolutely have. We got smoked by the Eagles. What do we do? We come back. We win week 3 against Detroit.
I'm saying winning in big fashion.
We got our asses kicked by the Cowboys.
Fashion.
We win Thursday night at New England.
Hey, I know our record. We have a ton of wins. I'm saying bouncing back with vengeance.
By half, and we win. I mean, I think this team will bounce back 100%. The Bears aren't even trying this week. This would be a great game to come back, win, and then get some confidence going. This team definitely I
am taking this comment as far as the playoffs. I'm not taking it against the Bears. So my mindset is bouncing back in the playoffs. The Bears, I'm not even counting this game. I'm not even thinking about it.
This team has definitely shown they can bounce back, and they will bounce back. You got to have short memories in football, whether it's a play or a game, whatever. If you screw up once, you step on your dick, you can't let that sit there and dwell on you. You got to move on, live for the next play, live for the next game. And this Vikings team has shown they can do that, and they will do that. Very short-term memory with this group here, these 2022 Vikings.
But every game comes down to the last minute, so it's not
fine. But it's not like they don't get blown out 2 games in a row. You haven't seen that at all. They haven't even lost 2 games in a row this year.
All right, Lupagus, I like it. All right, no, that's the one we already did. Fisted in the ass. Another book, Robbie, there's never a time he does not write a book. I'll sum this up for you. Again, in the comments, people jumping ship. People are bitching about our draft class nonstop to the point where they're saying Kwesi needs to be fired. He sucks, blah, 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 because we're not getting anything out of this draft class. Give me a break. Lewis Cine goes down. And not only that, but he's got Harrison Smith playing in front of him and Cam Bynum. I mean, look at this. Anybody complaining about the draft class, I get that, we're not getting any year one action out of this, but this is the worst argument ever.
Well, it's just way too early to make.
And just to be clear, Rob E is on the side of saying, give me a break. Like, he's not saying Kwesi had a horrible draft. He's saying that give it time. Anybody bitching about the draft is wrong.
Do you think it's Robbie or do you think it's Robe?
No, it's Robbie.
I'm gonna go with Robe on this one.
Nothing better than a good Robe.
I get it. I mean, like, you can definitely get frustrated with this draft class, but it's not like the Vikings are the first team that hasn't gotten any production out of year one for their draft class. This happens all the time. I used to do, when we were at draftseason.com, I used to always grade a draft class every single day after year one, and probably 80%, maybe 70%, like, would fail because the rookie class wouldn't produce. But you go back and look, a couple years later, these guys get healthy, they start playing, they learn. Maybe the veterans ahead of them retire. It's way too early. Can you go into the draft next year not knowing if Kwesi is going to, nail these picks? Absolutely, because you haven't seen any instant success. But what I get excited about is I look at these gems he found. He found Duke Shelley sitting there on the bargain bin, the RoboCop 2 we talked in that bargain movie bin. The Kyrie's Tonga. These two guys, like, no one wanted them. He finds them, and all of a sudden these guys are playing pretty damn well for the Vikings. Yeah, we didn't expect anything from these two. So that's where I'm really excited about Kwesi, is the ability to find these hidden gems like that. That's what's blowing my mind right now.
Well, and back to the draft. I mean, look at the guys he drafted. I mean, Lewis Cine behind some a very good safety, Asamoah behind one of the best middle linebackers in the league. I mean, it's stupid. And the only disappointment I have year one is Andrew Booth. And I'm not writing him off by any means, but that's the only thing. Like, all right, I really wish he would have maybe stepped up. But I think
we need to separate disappointed and frustrated. You can be frustrated with the class because they're not healthy, but it's not fair to be disappointed and say, Kwesi blew it. But you can definitely be frustrated. All
right, last comment. And once again, keep those comments coming in hot and heavy, because we'll be doing this next Friday as well on every episode. This is Tim Voss, the man. He said, I'll stick with the Giants. He wants the Giants regardless. The Packers can tongue kiss my shithole. And what I like about this is it's just not a kiss. It's a tongue kiss. So Tim Voss, he might have won comment of the week.
I read it as a tongue punch. I don't know why, but that's where I went.
Tongue kiss.
Yeah, it was a tongue kiss. So that shows it shows like maybe you care for the person a little bit. If it's a tongue punch, you're just drunk and you're horny and you're just trying to get to the business.
I don't know where this is going. And we already talked about it. I mean, Packers, Giants, whoever it is.
He wants the Giants. I don't remember what was
Yes, he wants the Giants, and the Packers can tongue his ass.
Well, here's the thing. This is something we should probably talk about. Every team in the NFC has to want to play the Vikings, right?
No. I'd want to play the Bucks or the Giants.
But I mean, really, you look at, the Vikings are considered frauds. They win these one-score games. They've gotten blown out 3.5 times this year.
And we're going to go to the Super Bowl and win it.
If I'm not saying we're not. I'm just saying if I'm another NFC team, I'm thinking, man, these Vikings is definitely a beatable team. Yeah, it's fine. I love that. I love that going into the playoffs. I want to be the underdog.
Yeah, no, and we've been the underdogs. We'll continue to be underdogs, and we've said it multiple times: is we're either going to win the Super Bowl or losing round 1 by 50. So, once again, comments, well done, everybody.
Yeah, this was fun. I loved it.
Again next week for sure.
And remember this: as you're thinking about tongue kissing the butthole, men are biologically hardwired to fall asleep after sex.